Hi, future bureaucrats of India. Welcome to LearnStroke IAS Crack Prelims 2023, the exclusive current affairs test series discussion where all the questions are framed from the newspapers and current affairs. Let's go to the first question. Here we go. Consider the following statements regarding Performance Grading Index for Districts, or the PGID. It is in the news. What is Performance Grading Index for Districts? Three options. Daksh. Ranking is given for districts with more than 90% of the total points in that category or overall. That means 90% above category is called as Daksh. The 2019-20 and 2018-19 reports observed that Rajasthan received the highest grade Daksh, because Rajasthan gave the highest called Daksh. Statement number 3, the majority of the northeast states of India don't have any districts in either of the categories of Ati Uttam and Uttam. So that means they are all the respective different types of index that we are discussing here. So options are 1 and 3, 2 and 3, 2 only, 1 only. Which of the following statements are right? Performance Grading Index for districts. So let's see the answers. Daksh ranking is given for districts with more than 90% of the total points in that category. Yes, according to this index, any school, any district where the education system is getting over 90%, that is considered as a Daksh. 2019-20 and 2018-19 reports say that Rajasthan received the highest grade Daksh. And that statement is absolutely wrong, because the recent statistics say that none of the institutions, none of the districts or none of the states in India received a Daksh. But Rajasthan definitely topped it. It lowered the Daksh. They had something called as Utkarsh, up to 90%. So Rajasthan made it in the top list of education because it got a Utkarsh rating. So you should know what you mean by Daksh, Utkarsh, Uttam, Ati Uttam. And the majority of the northeast states of India don't have any districts in either of that category, Ati Uttam or Uttam. Perfectly right. Northeastern states performed very low on this. So let's check the answer. The answer was 1 and 3. Northeastern state did not perform well in this PGID, the Performance Grading of Education. And let's see the option. Let's see why this news came in the newspapers. Because Education Ministry releases Performance Grading Index for District. Performance Grading Index for District. Rajasthan Sikar tops list as highest performing district. So Rajasthan has definitely topped the education list, but it hasn't got that Daksh, 90% above, but it has got the Utkarsh. Let's find out the explanation. As per the Union Ministry of Education's Performance Grading Index, Rajasthan's Sikar stands as the highest performing district in school education, followed by Jhunjhunu and Jaipur. And you can see the index also showed Punjab with 14 districts in the Ati Uttam grade, followed by Kerala. So Kerala was having Ati Uttam. And let's know what is this concept all about. Utkarsh category, Daksh means obviously 90% above. Utkarsh is 80 to 90%. If the index comes, it is an Utkarsh. And Ati Uttam is 71 to 80. And Uttam is 61 to 70. And Prachesta is 51 to 60. Prachesta 2 is 41 to 50. And Prachesta 3 is 31 to 40. And anything lower, that is the lowest PGID grade, that is called as Akanshi 3. That means he is a seeker. He wants to seek it up. So remember, Daksh, Utkarsh, Ati Uttam, Uttam, Prachesta 1, 2, 3, and the lowest rank is Akanshi 3. That is the grading system here. And you can also see the important factor that not even one district received the Daksh in both the reports of 2019 and 2018. So that shows that we have a lot to go on. And this grading system is a wonderful thing to know what is the achievement or the penetration of education in India in different parts of the country. Very good way of analyzing things. And the total weightage of PGID consists of 600 points across 83 indicators, which are grouped under 6 categories like outcome, effective classroom, infrastructure, students' entitlement, school safety, child protection, digital learning, governance process, and again it is divided into 12 subdomains. So very much you have a score of 600 across 83 indicators. So very good exhaustive process done. And you can see along with the northeastern state, around 8 northeastern state, you can just see Jammu Kashmir, Bihar, Goa, Uttarakhand, Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Sikkim, Tripura are the 12 states and union territories who do not have a single Ati Uttam and Uttam categories. So this is the glaring report. So read more about this and about the PGID. I think you'll read more. Let's go to the next important question. Here we go. Operation Cyclone recently came in the news. What does it mean? A typical UPSC question. It is a code name for United States CIA, Central Intelligence Agency program to arm and finance the jihadi workers or the Mujahideen workers in Afghanistan in 1979 to 1989. Okay, this is sponsored by USA CIA. UNEP Central African Campaign to Strengthen Environmental Standards and Practices. Operation Cyclone. Join India-Bangladesh Alliance to strengthen the weather and climate turbulence in the region. An Air Force exercise hosted by Turkish Air Force and held in Konya in Turkey. Which of the following is Operation Cyclone? It was in the current affairs. So what is the answer? Let's check the answer. The answer is A. That is the name of the code name of United States CIA, Central Intelligence Agency's program to arm, finance jihadi workers of Afghanistan in 1979 and 89. You know why this came in the newspapers? Because an article talked about this, and you can just see the article is making sense of India's New Delhi's Taliban rapprochement. You can mention the CIA operation names Operation Cyclone. It mentions about that. So if you have read it, you must have got it. Moving on to the third question, here we go. Consider the following statements regarding I2U2 grouping. Sounds very interesting. I2U2 grouping. Option number 1. The major countries in this collective include Iran, Israel, UAE and United States, and is directly referred to as the West Asian Quad. Okay. India is not a member of this initiative but a participatory visitor. It is a participatory visitor in this grouping. Which of the following statements are right? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, and neither 1 or 2. What is the answer? Think and lock the answer with me. Let's check the answer. The answer is neither 1 nor 2, because I2U2, it is not Iran. The grouping consists of India and Israel, UAE and America, United States of America. And it is said that both India and Israel has I. That means I2, 2 I's, and obviously USA has U and UAE has U. So both U2. So India, Israel, USA, UAE, I2, U2. That was the logic of this international grouping here. And America has launched West Asia Quad with India, Israel and UAE. And why is this important? They are a grouping which will discuss about maritime security, infrastructure, digital infrastructure and transport, etc. And the reason I told you I2, U2. And USA has been launching a lot of initiatives like this. Recently, it has launched the Quad. India, US, Japan and Australia, and also the AUKUS, which means Australia, UK and US, and also quadrilateral dialogue with Afghanistan, Pakistan and Uzbekistan. So read it from that perspective. And the US president is also supposed to attend GCC plus 3. What is this GCC? The 6 nation Gulf countries plus Egypt, Iraq and Jordan are the GCC plus 3 countries. So that is also in the news. So read more about this I2U2, follow it up. Moving on to the next important question. The fourth question, here we go. Regarding India-UAE relationship, international relations question. So we need to know what you know about the India-UAE relationship. Okay, statement number 1. India-UAE recently signed the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement called CEPA between the two. They are great partners. They recently signed the CEPA. 2. The CEPA agreement does not cover trade in sanitary and phytosanitary measures, the SPS, movement of natural persons and customs procedures. That means the agreement does not cover this. The SPS, very important, you need to know what is sanitary and phytosanitary measures. Third one, the gems and jewelry sector contributes a substantial portion of India's export to the UAE. India is exporting a lot of gems and exports, so that is expected to benefit significantly. So what is the answer? 1 and 3, 3 only, 1 and 2, 1, 2, and 3, all the statements. Let's check the answers. Solve it yourself. Which is the answer? The answer that we are discussing here is 1 and 3. India has definitely signed a SEPA with UAE, correct? The agreement does not cover trade in sanitary and phytosanitary measures. That statement is false. The agreement does cover SPS, movement of natural persons, and customs procedures. And definitely gems and jewelry is one of the important things that India exports to UAE. Very, very important to be noted. So why did this question come? Modi's 2 summits, UAE trumps G7, and UAE trade deals with India. The historic India-UAE Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, which was signed. So a lot of articles regarding the SEPA of India-UAE relationship. And what is the thing that we have to know? The phytosanitary and application of sanitary measures means it sets out the basic rules for food safety, animal and plant health standards. So food safety, animal and plant health standards is something that we have to know here. That is phytosanitary and sanitary measures here. And this is the important agreement that covers a lot of things: goods, origin, trade services, technical barriers, sanitary, SPS, dispute settlement, movement of natural peace, pharmaceutical, investment, digital trade. Lot of things are actually according to this. And you know that they had planned a trade target of US dollars 100 billion target what trade is supposed to happen. That's a target with India and UAE. So that's a good thing, and you can read about this. Moving on to the next and last question of Crack Prelims 2023 here. Black Sea is in the news. Obviously, Black Sea is definitely in the news during the war, Ukraine-Russia war. So Black Sea, which appears in the news, shares borders with which of the following countries? Georgia, Bulgaria, Romania, Turkey, and Serbia. Which of the following statements are correct regard? 1, 3, and 5, 2, 4, and 5, 2 and 5, 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. What is the answer? Solve it with me. Such questions definitely come for UPSC prelims examination. So you have to have an idea regarding this. So if you know the map, you can see this. What is the answer? Let's find out the answer. Is Georgia part of this? Yes. Is Bulgaria part of this? Yes. Is Romania part of this? Yes. Is Turkey part of this? Find it out from the map. Is Serbia? Definitely not. Serbia is not to be there. So let's see the answer was 1, 2, 3, 4. Georgia, Bulgaria, Romania, and Turkey is also part. And let's see why the news. Turkey's Black Sea province hit by heavy rains. A bridge in Turkey's region collapsed. The importance of Snake Island, speck of land, and why Ukraine has bombed Russia. And you can see the brilliant color in the Black Sea. This is a recent current affair article. A brilliant color in the Black Sea was located. You know, that is you can see the turquoise color in the ocean. The Black Sea is basically because of the presence of phytoplankton. So what is a phytoplankton? Find out. And this phytoplankton that they're talking is actually coccolithophores. It has got a coccolithophores, which is a microscopic plankton, which is basically containing white calcium carbonate. And you can see the beautiful turquoise color in this. This is one reason. And you can see this map clearly, which are the countries that they border. Such questions are always important. You should apply a geographical mind while preparing for Civil Services Prelims. So you can see it is bordered by Russia, Ukraine, Turkey, Bulgaria, Georgia, Romania. And it's an oval-shaped sea. And it's also connected to the Atlantic Ocean by the Bosphorus. Read more about Black Sea. Very, very important because that keeps appearing in the newspaper. So that was the end of Crack Prelims 2023. I hope you liked the questions. So do subscribe to LearnStroke IAS and the channel IAS Current Affairs by LearnStroke to prepare more such Crack Prelims questions. Share it with your friends and let's do it together. Happy reading.